Ryan, you ready? Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody. Thanks everybody for coming in, especially with Mother Nature not being as kind as she's been to us, and we can't be in person, but we're gonna get business done. Um, the first thing I want to do is uh, let Bonnie swear in Liz for us, and then we'll do the ethics statement um, in regards to the meeting. You
Bonnie,
muted.
you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now? Liz, do you have the oath of office in front of you?
I do.
Okay, and I have your driver's license, and we've talked on the phone, and I understand you have updated your name from Elizabeth Nicole Overby as reflected on your driver's license, and you've updated that on your Social Security, which you will be sending me documentation for that
Yes.
with your signed oath of office. So with that, I'll go ahead and read the oath and just repeat after me. We'll do it in short sections.
Okay.
I, Elizabeth Overby Gallo, do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support
I, Elizabeth Overby Gallo, do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
and to the constitutional powers and authorities
which are or may be established
which are or may be established
for the government thereof,
for the government thereof,
and that I will endeavor to support,
and that I will endeavor to support,
maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state,
maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state,
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States,
not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States,
to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
All right, if you will sign, and I understand you are in Raleigh.
Yes.
Thank you. You will just go ahead and sign that. And then just hold that up for me when you've signed it. All right, well, that will be great. I will go ahead and attest that signature if you will just send that to me by email,
Okay.
and I'll follow up with you thereafter.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. Congratulations. Now you're part of us.
Thank you.
You're locked in with us now. No running away now. Uh, all right. So with that being said, beginning of every meeting, we have to read the ethics awareness and conflict of interest reminder. In accordance with the State Government Ethics Act, it's the duty of every board member to avoid conflicts of interest. Does any board member have any known conflict of interest with respect to any matters coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and refrain from any participation in the particular matter involved. Does anybody have a conflict?
No.
Hearing none, we'll go on forward. I'll open the public comment section. We have a Frank Zykan, and I'm sorry if I've mutilated your last name, sir. Is he present? Yes. Okay. Um, a couple of rules about the public comment section. We limit time, especially with Zoom meetings, to 5 minutes. You'll have 5 minutes to tell us anything you want to tell us. Barden will let you know when you've got 1 minute left. And at the end of 5 minutes, your comment will have to end. Do you have any questions, sir? You're muted. You're still muted. We can't hear you.
There you go. How about that?
There you go. Now
Perfect. I
we can
didn't
hear
realize I
you.
could unmute myself. I thought that was on your end.
No problem. All right, so I'm gonna give you the floor, and you're welcome to speak. Like I said, you've got 5 minutes.
Perfect. Good morning. My name is Frank Zeigen, and I have owned and operated a full-service safe and vault company since 1990, having installed thousands of vault doors and tens of thousands of safes over the years. I'm appearing before you today to speak about licensing in your state, complaints that have been made, and the outcome of those complaints. I understand your time is valuable, so I prepared this statement to remain as brief as possible, and I'm willing to answer any questions you guys may have at the end. I do not know whether your board views these complaints and the evidence as an entire board, or if you make your determination based on a synopsis or recommendation from subcommittees or other individuals. But going back to 2022, I was contacted by a business owner in North Carolina that operated a moving company. He wanted to get into the vault door business and asked me for advice. I informed him that North Carolina was a state that requires a locksmith license to perform this type of work, and he reached out to your board to inquire. He was falsely informed by somebody at the board that so long as he was not touching the locks, that no license would be required. I told them that was incorrect, as the statute was very clear, and provided him a copy, that anybody in your state who performs or offers to perform any repairing, rebuilding, servicing, adjusting, or installation of safes or vaults requires a locksmith license. He said he received his answer from the board, isn't touching the locks, and would continue his activities without a license. In July of 2022, I emailed your director to ask specifically if a license was required to install vault doors. His response was, and I quote, "As I told the company, if they are moving a safer vault from point A to point B, they do not need a locksmith license. If you are altering the combination or bypassing the locking mechanism, you will need a locksmith license. I don't want to give a different answer than what I gave the other guy, but I did not take his question to mean that they would be doing installation of safes or vaults. If they are doing installations of new safes, then they would need a license," end quote. When informed that this company was indeed installing safes and vault doors and not simply moving them, your director said he would consult with the board's attorney. Despite my submission of photos showing the installation, not moving, of safes and vault doors posted on the company's website and across their social media platforms, the response I received stated, quote, "He maintains that he is a moving company specializing in heavy equipment, including safes, and he maintains that he does not work on the locking mechanisms within the safes he moves. You disagree with this and maintain he is working on the locking mechanisms within the safes. The ethics committee of the board determined that he is only moving safes and that he is not practicing locksmithing," end quote. A second complaint was filed in 2023. This complaint included additional photos of vault doors being installed, as well as a vault door being fully disassembled, including the locks, and restored, along with a copy of an email from the owner of that vault door, indicating that this company was indeed hired to perform that work. I also included names and contact information for customers who had hired this company to perform vault installation services. The response to this complaint from your legal counsel was, and I quote, "After thorough investigation and careful consideration of the facts available, the board's ethics committee recommended your initial complaint be dismissed on the grounds that insufficient evidence exists to prove an actual violation of law or rule which the board has the authority to enforce." And it continued, "Regarding your second complaint, we dispatched board investigators to conduct interviews, site visits, and prepare an official investigative report and all information available. The full board voted to dismiss your second complaint on the grounds that insufficient evidence exists to prove an actionable violation of law or rule which the board has the authority to enforce." I replied to this response seeking clarification from your legal counsel. I asked if the board interpreted the state statute to read that a license was required when installing vault doors. The reply stated, and I quote, "It is opinion of the board that a license is required to engage in the practice of installing safes or vaults." At this point, I was dumbfounded. The statute says installing vault doors requires a license. The board states that installing vault doors requires a license. The board was provided with photos showing the company installing vault doors and performing other acts which require a license. The board was provided with contact information for witnesses which have hired this company to install their vault doors, and yet I'm still told that there's insufficient evidence. Then beginning sometime in 2025, this company began openly advertising that they offer vault door installation. This is on their website and across all of their social media platforms. Captions that state things like, and I quote, "Bank vault door removal and installation." Quote, "We remove, refinish, and install the best vault doors." Quote, "Safe and vault sales, removal, and installations." Quote, "We help to find, remove, refinish, and install bank vaults." And quote, "Bank vault installation. Make no mistake about it. Installing a bank vault is extremely specialized. From start to finish, our team will work with you, your designers, your architects, and your team to get the job done right." End quote. When this resulted in yet another complaint to the board advised the company to add a disclaimer to their website, which posted directly beneath a section titled "Our Bank Vault Installation Process" that states, quote, "We do not offer locksmith services." My question is, how does one offer locksmith services which are prohibited by statute as an unlicensed party, that is recognized by your board as requiring a license, which posts photos and videos of said unlicensed locksmith services being performed, which are captioned with titles which explicitly state they are in violation, and then simply be told that if they add a disclaimer that they're not performing locksmith services, that they'll be in compliance? And with all that said, what evidence would the board find to be adequate if these publicly published statements, advertisements, and photos and videos showing the violations are not enough? I believe the board's actions in this matter is placing properly licensed parties in your state at a competitive disadvantage, placing the public at risk from both a safety and security standpoint, and
Frank,
being unfair to others.
Frank, I might stop you for a second.
Yes, sir.
You've gone over 30 seconds over your 5 minutes. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you another 20 seconds, tie it up, and then
Got
I'm gonna cut you off.
You're placing the public at risk from both a safety and security standpoint and being unfair to others who you have sought injunctions against, because I doubt they were given the opportunity to simply print a disclaimer and continue with their unlicensed activity. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Appreciate your comments, Frank. I will say that in the very beginning, you asked how the board handles it, and in your comments, you expressed that we have an ethics committee that reviews these items. That is the way it's done. That committee is the one that finds it. As far as any other questions that you've had in the comments, we will take your comments into it, and the board can consider that. But as of right now, we have no answers in regards to what it is. We would speak with legal counsel and get back with you as far as any questions you had. If you want to email those questions directly, then we can respond back to those. But I appreciate your time and coming and giving us your opinion on things. The next thing on the agenda is going to be the approval agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
No second?
Second.
Carries forward.
All in favor? I'm sorry.
Sorry, my apologies. David corrected me. All those in favor of approval of the agenda? Yeah, guys, you got to give me a.
Oh, yes,
Recorded.
that's right.
We got to unmute and give it to us.
Yes.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that carries forward. Next thing on the agenda is the approval of the previous minutes. Barden, was that attached to our documentation?
Should have been, let's see. If not, we can hold it till the March meeting. Let's see. Yes, the minutes from December 3rd were included.
All right, just want to make sure. Has everybody had a chance to review those? I remember reading them, but I couldn't remember if it was in this email. Has anybody not had a chance and wants to?
I had a chance to read. That's all.
You muted again, Eric. You had a chance to look at them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. So
So
we got
the email from January 30th, 10:39 a.m.
Yep. So are we have a motion to approve the previous minutes?
I'll make the
I'll make a
motion.
motion to approve. Oh, never mind. Go ahead, Jack.
I said,
All right.
Make the
Eric,
motion second.
All right. So all those in favor of approve of previous minutes?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Then approve the minutes. The next part will be approval of financial report.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
All right. Have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor of approval of the financial report?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next one, I'll turn it over to Catherine or Ryan, whichever one wants to do the legal report.
Thank you. We don't have much to report to you from a legal perspective at this meeting. We are going to talk about our rules here under the unfinished business portion, but we're glad to answer any questions you have for us about any matters currently pending with us.
All right. I hate phones. All right. Does anybody else have anything for Catherine, questions wise?
Not at this time. Probably we will next meeting.
Yeah. I think being in person, we get a lot more done than this way, but I appreciate it, Catherine. I'll go. The next part is my report. I will say that I'm going to slide in something on new business, which is going to be appointing some people to committees. But I just want to let you guys know about what goes on behind the scenes as far as my position. In the past 2 weeks, I've done 2 orders for continuance, which is the hearings that we were going to have today to the next one. I've done 2 consent judgments that I've signed off on, and I've done 3 consent orders that our legal team's been involved with. So that's just stuff going on behind the scenes that, it'll come out in the end, but just let you know, there's a lot of stuff going around right now through the courts and through our legal team. Catherine and Ryan are doing a bang up job on stuff. I'm going to turn it over to Barden for his report.
Yeah, John, I don't have much to report. The public comment period did close on both the proposed rules that this board put forth and the petition rules that came from a licensee. So that public comment period is closed, but we did receive comments, and those will be shared with you as well. Not a whole lot to report. We've got several investigations. As you know, we got Leroy with us. I think I'm sending him about 2 cases a week for him to look and identify people. Again, unlicensed bait and switch locksmithing, car lockouts is predominantly what we're getting. And we've uncovered multiple networks operating in the state, and those are what are filtering through the ethics committee and John signing consent agreements once they come into compliance. And also most of the time involves reimbursing some of the investigative costs as a term to that agreement. But that's my report, and we'll move on to the other items on the agenda.
All right. Appreciate it. Education exam committee.
Okay. I proctored the December exam. It was a small class. There was 2 failures, and I believe the January got postponed or
Twice.
canceled twice. Oh my.
Yeah.
We just now melting a little bit because all the snow we had the other day was on top of ice. So, but yeah, if one needs to be in Asheville, I'm here. Should be able to get there. I don't know if the one that's canceled was in Asheville. I doubt it was, since that was in December.
Don, you said 2 failed. How many passed in the last one? I'm sorry. How many passed in the last one?
All but 2, and I don't have the paper right in front of me. I think I had 12, so two failed. 10 passed. I believe it was 12. And I think there was two, if I remember correctly, two no-shows actually.
Okay, so there were 14. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And that's all I have. Have we rescheduled for the January, or are we going to do that? I guess we can.
No, we'll just move to the February scheduled date.
Okay.
And I'll let all the people know, and they were fine with that. Let's see. Let's tell you how many people we've got registered for it. So yeah, looking at the February 28th date, that's going to be in Greenville. We've got 18 so far signed up. And I expect we will hit the cap. We usually cap it till the community colleges. We cap it at 25. So I think we will have a full class that day.
Well, if I'm needed, just let me know.
Okay. I'll try to get somebody closer. It's in Greenville. So.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it, Diane. Next thing on the agenda is unfinished business, which is the proposed and petitioned rules. I'm going to go with the proposed rules mainly because we've got the case that we're going to deal with next is a minute order involving Mr. Cohen. And so these proposed rules were directly in line with what some stuff come out of the order. Does anybody want to go over the proposed changes in detail?
We might want Ryan to kind of outline that.
I'm glad to, I think Ryan's muted, but I'm glad to pop in here for just a minute. And Ryan, you can chime in if I miss anything. But just to orient folks about the batch of rules that we're talking about today, these are rules that the board decided on its own accord to initiate rulemaking. The numbers of these rules specifically are 29.0201, .0202, .0204, .0206, and .0501. These rules relate to the examination testing procedures, the contents of an application to take an examination administered by the board, the manner in which examination fees are assessed, the manner in which an individual may request a testing accommodation by submitting that request to the board, and to clarify the manner in which an apprentice locksmith must practice under the training and supervision of a licensed locksmith. These rules were published on the board's website. We had a public comment period of at least 60 days that ended on January 16th of this year. The board, as Barden mentioned earlier, did get some public comments with regard to some rules, specifically those that were petitioned at the request of a licensee of this board. We did not receive any public comments that related to the contents of these rules that I've just identified by number. And so right now, these are coming back to the board to decide whether it wishes to move forward with the promulgation by submitting these rules as published in the North Carolina Register with the Rules Review Commission. Or the board could look at these rules now and decide it wants to make some additional tweaks to the language as published and then approve them with modifications for us to send over to the Rules Review Commission. Or the board could decide not to move forward with them. It's your call to make. Those are your three options right now as we meet today to discuss these. Ryan and I are glad to take any questions you've got about the substance of it or the process from here once the board does decide to take further action on these rules.
Thank you. There again, is everybody familiar with it? Are you comfortable? I'm going to read something to you if we don't need to discuss it in regards to what the motion we need to make in approving these. But if anybody wants to break it down one by one, just let me know. But I mean, we've kind of all gone over this in the last meeting in more detail. Does anybody want to have further discussion on stuff or have any questions about it?
I think at least I am speaking for myself.
I have no questions at this time.
All right.
I'm and Jack and Eric on that. Nothing's changed on that. I believe we can proceed.
All right. Then this is the motion, and I'll read it out loud, and then whoever wants to make it and whoever wants to second it, all you got to do is just say, yes, what you read, that's my motion. The permanent rulemaking on October 1st, 2025, the board initiated permanent rulemaking for the following rules. 21 NCAC 29.0201, an amendment to the examination fee rule. 21 NCAC 29.0202, an amendment to the application requirements. 21 NCAC 29.0204, an amendment requirements of examinees. 21 NCAC 29.0206, an amendment for special administration. 21 NCAC 29.0501, an amendment obligation of licensed locksmiths. On October 24th, 2025, the board filed notices of text with OHA for the above rules. On October 24th, 2025, the board also published the rules on the board's website and distributed them to interested parties. On November 17th, 2025, these rules were published in the North Carolina Register and on OAH's website. On December 3rd, 2025, the board held a public hearing during the board's December board meeting. On January 16th, 2026, the public comment period for this petitioned rules ended. Public comments received have been provided to the board members in advance of the board meeting. Is there a motion to amend the above rules as published in the North Carolina Register?
I'll make that motion.
All right. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. So Jack has made the motion. David is the second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So those rules will go into effect based on the dates that were published. The next thing on here is new business. There is an amended order on Mr. Cohen that we've had going on. This order was amended due to being sent back from Superior Court judge back to us to make amendments. Those amendments have been done. Has everybody had a chance to see what changes were done to that?
Yes.
Okay. I believe everybody was here originally when we made that initial order from that hearing, except for Larry. But with those present, does anybody want to make a motion to accept this amended and send it back to him?
I'll make a motion.
All right. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. So all those in favor of the amended order?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? All right. So the amended order will be sent back to Mr. Cohen, and I'll get that signed and sent back to the legal department.
John, just to kind of clarify a little bit of what this was a license that the board voted to revoke, and the licensee appealed it, went to court, and a Superior Court judge, or maybe appellate court judge, I'll maybe get that right, sent the order rather than siding with either side. They sent it back to us to revise the grounds and make a little bit more clear the grounds at which the board was revoking this guy's license. And so the what y'all just voted on is just making a little bit more clear and meeting the judge's conditions to continue the revocation. So thank y'all for doing that.
All right, appreciate it. Next, I want to say this before I start this, making the committees. Understand, guys, there again, Garrett was awesome and joined us today. I'm sure that Mike is still going to try and help us out. But we're down 2 public members until the governor decides to do something. And with that being said, until we get an answer one way or the other, I don't want to put those 2 guys into a committee and kind of commit them to do more than just helping us out with the meetings. I personally, times I've been chair in the past, and I'm going to continue that now. I've appointed a member, a public member, to be what I call probable cause officer. And that public member will hear the complaints that Barden gets in and will give a thumbs up or a thumbs down about whether we continue pulling forward with it. Eric has agreed to do that. In times past, usually once a week, or sometimes maybe even more frequently now, Barden and that probable cause officer will get together and discuss the things coming through. Eric, are you still in agreement with that?
Might have dropped off.
It looks like we lost Eric.
Okay. Well, I talked to him all day. So Eric's going to be the probable cause officer. It will go through him, and then it will be referred to the ethics committee from that point forward. That puts a public member as the one deciding. As far as the ethics committee, I'm going to ask David to sit on that committee and be the chair. I'm going to ask Deanna and Jack to assist him on that.
I'll be honored.
Anybody opposed to that? Deanna, we good?
We're good.
All right. We still got Jack.
Yep, that'd be good.
All right. All right. So that's how that committee will do. On education, I'm going to ask Diane to chair it. I'm going to ask Jack to help with that, and David as well. But she'll be the chair of that committee. Is everybody good with that?
Okay. Yes.
All right. And on social media, I'm going to ask Liz to be the chair of that, and that's doing the YouTube channel and, putting some updates and stuff like that, getting with Barden about our Facebook account, YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Liz?
Yeah.
All right. And to help you with that, I'm going to put Diane and David on there right now, as long as they're, agreeable with that. I will tell you that I really want to get a public member in there, and as soon as we get somebody, then I'm probably going to pull David off, or Diane, whoever wants to come off, and put them in there.
Where is there like a pool of people for a public member, or can I make a recommendation, or
that we're waiting on the governor's office to get back with us.
Oh,
There's
I
some
see.
names
I
that are
see.
in
They
there, but they
appoint
haven't.
people.
Yeah, the governor's
Okay,
office
I
appoints
see.
them, and they just haven't gotten back with us and let us know who they're going to appoint.
Oh,
But
okay.
as soon as they do, then we will. I guess point being, I want some public in there about what they see, because that's a big thing about the social media, is trying to educate the public and everything.
Absolutely. And can I also consult, like, I know people who are really good at social media, like, establishing voice and presence and everything. I can also like consult with outside people too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
can handle. The only thing is, as the old saying goes, if it's free, great. If it's going to cost us something, then we need to get everybody together, especially with the way our finances are right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, if we can get anything done at a no cost situation, absolutely. And Barden can help you with, as far as the YouTube channels and the Facebook and stuff like that, and getting access to do that. So, and I've got I personally own a camera, a nice setup. If you want it, you are more than welcome to use it anytime you want to, and I'll get to you next meeting if you want it. That's what we've done a lot when I was making the videos. But I think you'll be much better received from the public than me as far as that goes. And
I'll be happy
videos.
I'll be very happy to work. I'll be working under you when it comes to the social media. So anything you need, just let me know. I'm familiar with AI and editing software and all that good stuff. So anything you need, just shoot me an email. I'll be there for
Awesome.
you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And just let you know, because there's only 3 of you in a committee, okay? And Catherine, you jump in here if I'm wrong, or Ryan, jump in here. But as I understand it, because you're not a quorum of the board, it's not open to public meeting laws, and you guys can carry on discussions amongst yourself all you want to. I just caution you about pulling another board member in there and getting 4. Then we run into an issue with a quorum and open meeting laws. Am I correct with that, Catherine or Ryan?
Generally, that is correct. If there's going to be standing meetings of the committee to come together, we can talk about that separately, whether the board wants to publish those as open meetings. But generally, for the board members who don't constitute a quorum to confer amongst themselves, by email or by phone, that's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, and what we've done a lot of times, 4 committees that want to get together, and you guys hash out things across table, whatever. I've always said we will reserve an hour before the regular meeting to let the committees meet before the meeting to do that if they wanted to. But if you guys have any questions, just send Bart an email about it if you're in doubt, if you think we're going to encroach on that open meetings law. All right. So the next thing on the agenda is adjournment, but I'm going to change that and flip the last 2 to say the next meetings are March 4th, April 1st, June 3rd, August 5th, October 7th, and December 2nd. Okay. If anybody runs up and you got some conflicts or whatever, let us know as soon as you can, and we'll move what we got to move around. And hopefully Mother Nature will be nice to us the rest of the year.
Hopefully.
With that said, I can't express enough how much I appreciate everybody's work and what this board is accomplishing and gets accomplished. And if I haven't personally told you I appreciate you, understand I do. But I'm getting old and my mind doesn't always correspond the right way. With that said, do we have a motion for adjournment?
No
Yes.
motion.
All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We stand in adjournment until March 4th. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thank
you.
y'all.
Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you.